Hey, hello everybody. I want to thank you for making it here today for another meeting of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association. Looks like we're going to have a good crowd. We have Charles Dobbins for multifamily investing, and that always seems to bring more people show up. People are very interested in multifamily investing, so should be good. We've got Santa Barbara REIA, long version, short version, and then we've got some links on the website to take you back to different things. And they just remodeled a few things in here, so you probably smell lots of carpet stuff that might be driving you crazy, so we're going to leave the door open there. We'll leave the door open here. We'll keep this one locked because it's kind of difficult as we have people coming out this door, so we'll just use that back there. This will give us a little bit of airflow for all this nice carpet stuff, huh? Kind of things you don't want to put in rental properties, carpets. We are videoing this, and everything that we do goes up on YouTube so that you have years worth of information you can go back and look at. And there's been a lot of times that I'll go back and look at some of the information on the videos and go, oh, I was here, I listened to it, I had to watch the video 3 times before I actually got it. Geez, I'm glad I had a video. So, you know, if you feel like, oh, I got to take care of all these notes, I'm not saying don't, but, you know, as long as he's fine with us doing the video, probably will be, most people are, then you'll have it. If for some reason they say, oh, no, I don't want you to video me, then I'll let you know you need to take lots of notes, okay? Probably won't have it. But we do have lots of them up there for you to check out. And we are here in the Goleta Marriott, Courtyard Marriott. Great place to be. We were over at the Santa Barbara Hilton, whatever it is now, and that got to be too expensive and too much noise and too much traffic, and we've got free parking here, so, you know, I think it's just right for us, what we need. We will be here, let's see, June, and then August, let's see, June, July, August. I think August, then the August will have a big event with a lot of speakers here. That gets a little more crowded, but it still works. Agenda. We'll cover contest for guests. I'm gonna grab some water. Contest for guests. Is anybody here brought a guest? Anybody here brought a guest? Nobody? I saw a couple people that had one guest, and so I put something out and said, hey, there's 2 people that have one guest, so we might have to do a coin flip and figure out, you know, who's going to win this. Did you bring a guest?
Well, first time here, but I brought my other buddy here with me.
You know, this is going to be an easy win for you, and nobody else is lifting their hand.
Well, you take everybody else
I
outside.
had the same situation.
Okay.
If we do end up with a tie, we'll flip a coin, okay? Contest for guests is just a way, 2 things. One, for us to bring more people, because if we don't have enough people, number one, the speaker's going to go forget it. You know, there's very few speakers that even want to come and speak to a group of only 20, 25 people. They want 300, okay? That being in Santa Barbara helps us too, because a lot of speakers will go, well, at least I got a little vacation, I can write it off, I'm not going to Lodi, right? And it also helps you kind of get a feel of, well, what does it take to motivate people and build teams? Because I guarantee you, this real estate business is not a solo sport. It's a team effort. And it takes working with all kinds of people to make something happen. So this gives you a chance to play a little game, bring some people in. And you can come here for free forever. All you have to do is bring a new guest each time that hasn't been here, and you get in free. Okay? Linda Pliagas. She does things nationwide, kind of like the event we're doing here today. Down in Los Angeles, you'll have 300 people show up. She said she was going to be here, but so far it's looking like a no-show, and that's okay. I know she gets busy. But we had an event up in the Central Coast area that I went to, and she had probably 50 people there at that time years back. And I met one of the private investors there and was able to borrow about $100,000 to do some stuff that we needed to do. So that's the kind of people that you meet when you get to larger ones. You know, the bigger the meeting is and the more people, the more likely you're going to come across somebody who's got something that you need and you can get help with, or that you have a service you can give to somebody else. He looked at me and said, well, you know, the smallest I'll loan out is $100,000. I'll go to $1 million. You sure you don't want $1 million? And I said, well, I'd love to have $1 million, but I don't know what I'd do with it, and I don't want to pay for it, so let's just stick with the $100,000. Worked out pretty good. I actually had to pay off a lot of credit card debt so I could refinance a couple of properties here in Santa Barbara, and I went from about a 612 to an 890 days by paying off debt on a private loan that the creditors couldn't tell or see any record of. You know, that's another way to get your credit score up quick, but you got to figure out a way to have the assets to do that. So when people say, hey, for $3,000 I can teach you how to get your credit up, well, just pay off your debt. That's one way. We will talk a little bit about wholesaling. I've got a couple of businesses, NHB Inc., which stands for National Home Buyers Investors Group. That's a wholesaling business where you don't really need any money, you're just matching buyers and sellers, but it's time intensive, takes a lot of work. And then National Home Buyers, the LLC, are long-term rentals. And for me, long-term rentals could be forever, but I make them lease to own in the hopes that people will take care of the place and not trash them, and you know, help them get through the process of getting qualified so they can purchase. But if, you know, if they don't make it in a year or two, and we've got the agreement, we just come up with a new agreement. If they don't make it in 20 years, it doesn't really matter as long as I like the property, it's in a good area, and it's doing well. But if they buy it, well, great, you know, take the cash and go do something else. So it's a good business. REI Pro, we'll talk about that for training. It's a good way to put something in your hands. So this is on your desk there, REI Pro. So we'll talk a little bit about that, the free training. And then we have Charles Dobbins. Is that pronounced right?
Dobbins.
Dobbins? Is there not an S on the end of that?
There is an S. I see an S. Didn't everybody hit it?
Okay.
It could be a Z, like Mercedes.
There you go. So thank you for showing up here and being a bigger. I won't go through the horror story too deep about how I walked in the door this morning and didn't even know that we had the place registered and we had the place, you know.
Oh, I've done that.
Have you?
Yes.
You know how scary that can be.
Exactly.
This place is nice. I'm very happy with Marriott. We're Marriott members, so we actually get some kind of discount, you know, as Marriott rewards for doing things like this. But great facility, great people, small enough venue that, you know, you really feel like they're there helping and watching out for you. So Charles will be up. He will be up 2 to 4. Okay. So a lot of good information on multifamily investing and Texas and an attorney. So you've got somebody really good to watch out and to learn from. And we will be videoing all this. You okay with that, Charles?
Oh, absolutely.
You're the man. I'll tell you, I'm so happy you are. We've only had a few times when people say, no, I don't want you to video it. And I think, oh, God, there's a red flag, you know, already. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, so we got a free table outside. We've got a lot of, you know, old programs and things. And, you know, everybody's at different stages in their real estate investing. So whatever stage you're at, especially if you're just starting, there's some stuff out on the table out there. You're welcome to it. Just things that we've had. You know how people will say, well, I paid $3,000, it never got out of the cellophane, and I don't know, I never used it, I never did anything with it. Well, we've done that, and some of that's out there. So if you want any of that, please help yourself. Michael says don't.
Oh, don't leave your cell phones or any important stuff on there. It's like total free table. So
Total
yeah.
free table, right. My son Michael is doing the videos here. Michael Ringwald, thank you. And Michael has the Michael V. LLC, a couple of rental properties in there, paid for free and clear. His sister, Alana Lee, LLC, she's got some properties in there that are helping pay for her college. So we're doing it, you know, it's a struggle, it's not easy, it's a lot of work, but hey, everything in life is a lot of work, right? So it's a matter of choosing what you like and can we do it successfully. That's the trick. Not easy. A lot of education, and Charles is here to help us with that one. So we have, and that's pretty much it. Then the end. So I'm going to get into this. I've got till about 2 o'clock, maybe another 15, 20 minutes. And let's talk a little bit about, I know what we're going to do. We're going to do our contest for guests, okay? So this is the last person here was at the last meeting, and he won. What we do, and that was Eddie. He's a realtor and investor up in, I think, San Ynez. Google Home for people who bring 3 guests or more, or Google Mini for 1 or 2 guests. So I know we're doing the Google Mini today because nobody brought 3 guests or more, all right? And the way this works is I'm going to ask you to come up here. Just kind of stand up here and say, hi, I'm, whoever you are. This is what I do for a living, and, provide some services. I might be a realtor, I might be an investor, or I might have just a full-time job doing this part-time. Whatever your story is fine. We're going to give you a little bit of advertising time because I'm going to take the video and chop that little block out and put it up there for you so that you can direct people back to it. And you're going to go home. And like I've said before, if you don't know what this is, some people don't. We have plenty of people that say, I don't know what that is. You talk to it, it's on the internet, and it talks and gives you lots of good information. And like I've said in the past, if you spend more time talking to this than you do your wife or your girlfriend, she'll probably throw it away. Okay? So don't do that. So we have, again, hands. We've got 2 people that brought somebody. Okay, we've got 1 here and 1 here. Anybody else? Okay, so the idea is you bring somebody, you get in free. Also, it gives you an opportunity to do something for a friend. They might not have considered it. You got them here. So let's do this. Anybody have a coin? And we'll do a little coin flip. Since it's a tie, we've got 2 people that both brought a guest. So the only way that we solve that problem is do a quick little coin flip. No, is this a cashless society? Yeah. Are we all heading there?
I have a coin.
You got a coin? Okay. So let's do this. Why don't you introduce yourself and who your guest is?
You want me up front, or?
Well, you can do it there until we find out who's going to win this, okay? And Michael, if you want to swing the camera on, you can do that. That's okay.
Hello, everybody. I'll wait for the camera to come around. There you go.
There you go.
I'm Calvin Cairns. I'm a general contractor out of Camarillo. I've been working with a lot of investors. We flipped 5 houses last summer, and I got 2 under contract right now. If you have a house that you're looking to buy, I'm willing to come up here for free, look over the property, give you a rough idea of what it's going to cost to rehab it. And if I'm the lucky guy that gets to rehab it, then I make my spread on that. Or I'm also looking for more money partners to invest in more and more properties. So that's my biggest thing, is finding equity share partners.
I just realized his whole story is right here. And if you get him back up there and say it all over again, we're doing a little coin flip.
Okay.
And if you win, this is yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
Or.
we'll beat me out of it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you want to say?
It's pretty much covers everything. Always looking for investors to come in. I've only done 2 syndication projects where we pull money from, if you got 20 or 50,000, we pull the money together, and then we go in and flip the house that way.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent. Well, you know what? Since you're such a great flipper, I'm going to let you flip this after we have him say who he is and what he's doing. Okay, so let's do this.
be a neutral flipper.
A neutral flipper, okay. And what's your name?
My name is Neeraj Solanki. I'm a full-time software engineer. I'm here mainly to learn about real estate investing and meet like-minded people.
Excellent, excellent. And your guest?
My guest here is Isha. She's the wife.
Wife.
Yeah.
Excellent, good guess, good guess. Okay, so software engineer. You know, here's somebody who probably programmed some advertising up for you on the side. You never know, okay?
The websites for you.
So why don't you go ahead and flip that coin, and you flip it.
Why don't I have Charles do it?
Charles,
He's a neutral party.
there you go.
Really, you think so? Yeah. Sound like?
Okay.
All right.
Call it.
Heads.
It is tails.
There you go. Okay, why don't you stand up here real quick?
Sorry, Charles. Okay, give me a quarterback.
Why don't you stand up here for just a minute? I want you to just kind of stand right here and tell us what your plan and your dreams are for real estate that you're looking for.
So my hope is to have at least a few investment properties that can generate cash flow and help us have some cash flow when we retire, or help us retire early.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, that's our dream too. What do you do when you're retired? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and that really is, a big question. When you retire, everybody's thinking about that. And retirement can be 20, it can be 30, it can be 40, it can be 50, it can be 60, it can be whenever you want it to be, or you can go in and out of retirement. The tricky thing is, understanding that we all need to do something as we're moving forward to make that life easier as we get there. I was just mentioning that I worked at the university for 25 years, and I retired at 54, and I had properties when I was 28, and I slowly did that on the side, and realized after working 25 years at the university, I added up how much did I make in 25 years, and then I added up how much did I make in my investing in 25 years, and I made 4 times as much investing part-time on the side as I did full-time at the university. So I went, if I don't hurry up and get out of the university, I'm going to go broke. Just happened to be not this recession, the last one.
2001.
It was 2004, let's see. One? Okay. So what I did was I flipped the house, I made $50,000, and I thought, oh, this is going to be easy, I'm going to get out of here. As soon as I got out and retired, guess what happened to the market? Down it went. It wasn't as easy as I thought, and it hasn't been, but it's been great to be able to go do what I want to do, because what I noticed is that people, when they left the university, it's probably just any place, any job, at 65, it's kind of like, well, what do I do now? And I thought, and I noticed that a lot of them never made it to 70. They were dead by the time before they got to 70. This gave me a chance to say, okay, so if I start at 54, by the time I get to be 65, I already have the plan down of what I want to do and where I'm going, and get excited and make sure I'm heading in the right direction. It has helped from that standpoint. So the sooner you work on it, the better it gets. That's all I can say. It does make a difference. Linda is not here. I'm sorry she didn't make it. But if you get a chance to go to any of her meetings, she usually has a lot of people. Joel, you said you just went to one of them? A couple months ago. How many people do you think were there? 50. That's all. Ooh, that's smaller than I thought. But hey, 50 is better than 25, and 300 is better than 50. So. Okay. Hard to say because they kind of come and go throughout the day when you have a long meeting. So in any case, those are good things to go to. You should be looking at that. Let's talk a little bit about wholesaling. So NHBIG, National Home Buyers Investors Group, and NHB LLC is National Home Buyers LLC. On the wholesaling, basically we're looking at properties 200,000 to maybe 10 million. It doesn't really matter on the price because you're not coming out of pocket with any money to do this. You're just matching buyers and sellers like you would if you were a realtor. Only you have to be really careful about how you do it and do it the right legal way. Otherwise, you're going to be deemed as somebody who's acting like a realtor, collecting commissions, not getting money as a profit. There's a difference between commissions and capital gains and how you receive that money. So you have to be careful about how you do it. But basically, it's a lot of work, and you do it properly, you're okay. I'm starting to feel like as much work is involved in finding houses to do, wholesaling, you might be better off seriously considering that the nation has a lot of wholesalers out there already. So if you want to cut half of your advertising budget and half of your time and all the people involved, decide where you want to purchase, go look for some wholesalers, keep tabs on what kind of deals they've got and work with them. They're really part of your team. You can build up, teams of wholesalers wherever you want just by saying, hey, I'll get back to you when I need to do something in that area. Or if you have something, I'll definitely be getting back to you real soon because we want to deal with it. That's another way to do the business. National Home Buyers LLC, long-term properties. This is the website for the wholesaling. This is all the information about the training and the different things that you can do with me. This card on your table is REI Pro. Now, this is a company, this is a guy back east who's working with the National SBREIA, of which we're a member, and everything that you need to be able to do this business is on the videos, it's in this program. There's some price breakdowns of how this is done, and you can work with me and get it for like maybe half the price. You don't even need me, you can do it all here if you're really motivated and you really work hard. Again, it's best to work with people that have experience in teams because you'll learn a lot more than you will by yourself. But a huge, help with this. So I would look at that seriously as a tool for training. That's the program. We're not going to play it because we don't have enough time, but you can go to the website or my website. It'll give you a good demo of what that's about. National Home Buyers, that's the website there for that. We've got a number of properties nationwide. We are up to about 20 properties. I've got a friend in Indiana, close to Fort Wayne, that has 200 properties. Most of those are Section 8. Some people love Section 8. His kids don't want to have anything to do with real estate. Watching what happened and what he's had to go through to deal with all that, they say, would you die, don't even give it to us. It's that bad. And our kids, Michael and Lana, have watched what we've done for 30, 40 years, and we've only got 20 properties, and they're kind of the same way. I don't want to deal with it, They kind of do, they kind of don't. But I know how hard it is to get rid of properties that are basically Section 8 level properties. They're difficult, and if you want to get rid of them, you're not going to do a lease to own and sell them to the tenants. And if you want to get rid of them, you're going to have to sell them to an investor, and the investor's going to say, yeah, well, if they're worth $50,000 or $100,000, I'll give you $15,000. Really, because you're dealing with another investor. It's difficult. And to try to sell those any other way is going to be very difficult. So I'm just saying, choose wisely as you go down this path. The better that, if you have $50,000 right now to invest and pay off one of those kind of properties free and clear, you'd probably be better using the $50,000 to get into multifamily or a single family home with a loan at a good interest rate in the right neighborhood. Just saying, paying cash and having it be a cheap home in a cheap neighborhood is probably where you don't want to go. It's a lot of work. There's different levels for different people, and whatever works for you is great. I'm just saying, between the accounting and everything else, it's a lot of work. Okay, here's some of the reasons why doing lease to own on these rental properties is good. And, we can get that back to you however you want that information, or talk to me, call me. You've all got 30 days to talk to me for free after you're through with the meeting here. And if you want to sign up for the REI Pro stuff, we can talk about that. Gives you another advantage. This is the website that we use for advertising on rental properties. And it really is very good because it fans out to everything, Zillow, Trulia, any of the websites that you can think of that have anything to do with rentals, it will fan out to. So it really makes it easy for our advertising to be able to get to a lot of people. And you could actually do this for sales, not just rentals. That's not what it's for. It's not what it's designed for. But it drives people back to you. You'll have a lot of people see that stuff and go, oh, hey, I want that property. Santa Barbara Computing Services. That's kind of a leftover from working at the university for 25 years. My job out there, I created a computer service organization where there wasn't one. And we did a recharge. We got half budget, half recharge, meaning that we paid ourselves. Every time management came in and said, hey, we got financial problems throughout the whole campus and we've got to start cutting people out, we're going to cut out half your staff, I reminded them that half the staff that you want to cut out is the half the staff that we've been doing for you for free So if you want less service and you're not saving any money doing it, be my guest. Cut them. Oh, and they woke up and went, okay, we won't do that. Claim to Fame University student of mine and I helped create ucsb.edu, the main campus website. Okay, so that was fun, along with doing a lot of networking. We do this on the side. Michael does web stuff. If you need some help doing some computer stuff for your advertising, we can help you there. Personal power project, that's another little side thing I got going on, like solar, wind, and all that kind of stuff. And actually, I have signed up. I'm a referral for any Tesla products. If you want a discount, you can get it through me. Has that ever happened? No? No? I'm not focusing my time on this, but there are people out there that get on YouTube and put a whole lot of time into it. And one kid, in fact, who's probably 25 years old, just won 2 Tesla Roadsters because he had so much people coming back through his site to go buy these vehicles. So they shut down that program, and now you can't even do what he did before because they went, oh man, this is like, we never thought somebody would get there. And they got there twice, like within a matter of months. So yeah, you know, that's an option. There's Victor, who's worked with me in the past doing wholesaling and holding up his $5,000 check. It does work, but it takes a lot of work, okay? So be prepared if you're going to head down this path and do this, that it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be real quick and very little time. It's going to be a lot of time, and you're going to have a lot of desire and passion that you want to be your own boss, and you want to call your own shots, and you want to do the way you want to do it, you know, whatever it is. Okay? So we